What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys the spoilers for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga chapter number 16. So going to start off with a couple of things. This video is going to be kind of around the place a little bit because there's so many leakers at this point that are posting different stuff. I mean, of course it's stuff that actually happens in the chapter, but some leakers have things translated quicker than others, but some leakers maybe posting things like text summaries. So we're going to be jumping around the place a little bit and pretty much talking about what's going on overall here in this chapter. So I do want to say I am going to be making a full spoiler video like I do every month for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex sometime later today, hopefully. So if you are interested more so in that and hearing, all the little bullet points of what's to come, look forward to that. That should be out sometime later today. But let's talk about what's happening in chapter number 16. If you guys are a fan of, heavy action chapters and such, unfortunately, just based off what I've seen so far, this isn't going to be the chapter for you. But let's have a look. So shout out to Felix over here for this part of the spoilers. We do get revealed that there is a Ida color page as the main cover, so we got that. And then we have pretty much let's see, so we got two little batches here of spoilers in text points, so we're gonna go over that. So Kashin Koji calls Boruto that he's like him, a singularity of fate / destiny. So a little comparison between the two. Seems like we do get Koji in this chapter. And it says Kashin Koji from the past knew that Ida was going to watch their conversation. So he was ready this whole time apparently for, Ida to be monitoring Boruto's movements all this time, throughout the time he was on the run and everything. So that's what's been going on with that. So none of this really should be a complete surprise to her. So this is Kashin Koji speaking to Boruto. It says, it's better not to let everyone know about the future, because the more one knows, the more they deviate from the rails of destiny. The more they deviate, the closer they become to the singularity, a heretical entity that destabilizes the future. As the singularities of fate, it is our duty to guide them and help navigate the path to a better future. So pretty much, this comes off to me as him just saying not to really expose the ability because it could lead to certain paths. So, especially if one is told that blah 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 thing is going to happen. So that's what I think he's trying to get across there to Boruto. So Matsuri and Ryu see a dead frog and say it's a clue that leads to Boruto. Konohamaru, Sarada, and the others are watching them. Boruto and Kawaki are not present in the chapter. So the stuff at the start, I believe, is just a flashback. So pretty much with how last chapter ended, it felt like we were going to get a Kawaki and Amado confrontation in this chapter, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be happening. So more so, it seems like we're going to get a chapter focused on the others, and then maybe next month we'll go back to them. I mean, Felix over here is translating and literally saying that this chapter is really just talk. So it's really going to be more so one of those chapters. So moving on to the other part of these text spoilers, we don't have much, and this might be an even more shortened version. So this is the Ida color page. We then see Ida watching Kashin Koji teaching the I'm pretty sure it's the Flying Raijin to Boruto through her Senrigan, looking in the past. So this part, I'm wondering, is she watching this in the time skip span, or is she watching this right now? Like, maybe she didn't really care to look into it before. This is something that I feel like would be good to have a panel on. But just based off what Koji was saying in the other part of the tech spoilers, she was probably watching them, as it happened beforehand, but who knows. Uh, Looks like Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru were sent to the Sand Village. So they were sent to the Land of Wind, and it seems like they're on a mission there. So a sand arc has definitely begun, and it's going to be exciting to see where we go from there. So there's a lot of Ida and Shikamaru talk, and some of also Sarada, Sumire, and Ida as well. So I did make a video, I think it's been like a week or a week and a half, just talking about Ida and her possible role in these upcoming chapters, and if she was going to do something in the latest chapter, and turns out that she's very involved in this chapter. I think that exceeded my expectations. I thought she was going to get a couple pages maybe with the whole Kawaki thing going on, but seems like we're going to get a whole, chapter of her just talking to people, pretty much. And then, towards the end of the chapter, Ryu and Matsuri are in the desert of Suna, so they're in the desert of the sand, and that's pretty much where the chapter ends, it seems, leaves us on a cliffhanger, but we know that Team 7 is over there right now, and that might be the next confrontation we get. So this really felt like a very setup heavy chapter, a lot of talking, more than previous months even, because we've had some chapters, in the past couple months where there's been a lot of story development and there's been some exciting action though in between it. And what I mean by that is exciting developments, not like literal action, but even like some of the couple chapters that we've had before it did have, I want to say, a little bit of action mixed in between though, in some sort of way. So I guess that satisfied that kind of crowd that wants the action heavy chapters. But this one just seems like we're just talking about possibilities, and we did get a little bit of development with the whole Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru being sent on the mission, and then seeing the Shinju at the end. We did get to see that, and I guess we got to see the flashback as well of Kashi and Koji teaching Boruto the Flying Raijin. So mix of stuff. I don't know how people are going to feel about this chapter, to be honest, but me right now, I'm kind of neutral. Like, I kind of expected a little bit more this month, but I don't think it's bad per se. I just need to see, what exactly they were talking about and everything like that more in depth. So that does bring me to my next point. So Felix over here is translating over some of these pages. So as more stuff comes out and as he translates more, I'll eventually compile a video of the main points, and hopefully I can post that later today. But that's the first part of this video. I am going to show you guys, if you guys are interested, some of the more main panels from the chapter. I'm not going to click them completely because I don't want to stir up copyright issues, because they love doing that with these for some reason. So I'm just going to show you guys them a little bit loosely, but that's what I'm going to do now in this next part of the video. Alright, so we've moved on over here to Howell's page. Shout out to him for, putting out the main stuff from this chapter. So again, Ida on cover, Sarada and Mitsuki sent with Konohamaru to the sand, Ryu and Matsuri in the sand village, likely going to give us an upcoming fight in the next chapter, and the flashback to Boruto learning the Flying Raijin. So that's what it seems like we got event-wise for the main stuff. We do have a Boruto 2 Blue Vortex feature on next month's V-Jump cover, so if you guys care about that, that's some pretty big news for Boruto. Going forward, here is one of the main pages from the chapter. Has one of the coolest panels, I think, up top right there. And that is Sarada, Mitsuki, and Konohamaru once they've pulled up to the village. They all look pretty cool. I think that so far from what I've seen, this is my favorite page from the chapter. So really cool stuff there. The only thing I'm wondering is someone like a captain here in particular, because Sarada typically does captain Team 7. At least that's what it switched to, more so in the anime when they became the 3-man team. But Konohamaru is, in a higher position now, especially Konohamaru is literally the Hokage advisor, so I wonder if there's like a set captain. If anybody, I would assume it's Konohamaru, but sometimes you just wonder because of the stance in the panel. So, got me wondering for sure. But in general, this is really, really cool to see because just seeing them all reunited and on a mission like this, it's pretty cool stuff. We're only missing Boruto here, so it'd be pretty cool if at some point Boruto does pull up and then we get some sort of great, team up kind of mission at some point. So hopefully that's kind of where we're heading with this. But seems like the build up's there though, this chapter. This right here, we get to see Minato, I believe, for the first time in the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga. Unless they showed Minato maybe as a portrait like they've done in the anime in the Chunin exam arc with, Momoshiki and all that pulling up. I feel like uh, I feel like that could be the only other possibility, but in Two Blue Vortex definitely his first appearance. I'm pretty sure. So this is just Koji and Boruto talking, and this is pretty much, I'm sure, Koji explaining Minato's ability over here to Boruto. So this isn't anything new. This over here is just like an edited version of the Team 7. So I think that's really it for what Howell has. Next, what I'm going to do is switch over to another page that has some of more of the translations. We're going to go over that, and then we're just going to run through a couple of the raw images that we have out for now. So moving on to this page over here, shout out to Momo over here. Pretty much we got some info over here from Rai, who's a pretty reliable leaker. So we're going to see if there's something new over here from Rai. If not, I do know there's a couple of panels over here that are shown on this page that I haven't shown yet in this video, so we'll have something nonetheless. So same thing, Ida color page, Ida watching Koji teach Boruto. We get pretty much a full talk chapter, as I had said earlier. Sarada meets King Konohamaru in the sand, and then towards the end of the chapter, Ryu and Matsuri are in the desert of the sand, and that's pretty much where the chapter ends. A lot of Shikamaru talk, Ida talk, some Sarada, Sumire, and Ida. So let's see. This is a page over here from the chapter where it seems like Ida, Sarada, and Sumire are talking, and this is just gonna make me think already that some people aren't gonna like this chapter too much, or some people might just not think that it's as good as some of the others simply because what we're talking about here. But Sumire is literally talking about that moment where Sarada and Boruto hugged. So she's talking to Ida and Sarada about, I guess, how she feels about it, I guess. So that's what it seems like is going on. Over here, we do have probably some cool stuff. Like, I do like how Shikamaru looks over here while he's talking. And it seems like we do have Sumire over here looking sad for some reason. Maybe because she didn't get sent on the mission. Konohamaru pulled up like in a sneak peek and got greeted by Araya and Yodo. So that was cool. And then over here, pretty much to wrap it up more so towards the end, we do get a picture of Ryu and Matsuri in that area. So that is pretty much how we're wrapping up the chapter. Again, I would click them, for a bigger view, but I don't think it's too smart because of the copyright going around. Here is the Ida color page, by the way, if you guys were interested. I think it looks pretty solid. Again, Boruto cover pages, at least to me, haven't missed. So I'm not really surprised that it's a good looking cover. So a reason why tech spoilers were probably short for this, or are going to be even when I make the full spoilers, is going to be because this seems to be a big focus of the chapter. It's just Sumire talking about her feelings about some of the stuff going on. So honestly, all three of them might just be in a little love triangle kind of thing, just talking about what's going on and how they all feel, I guess. So it seems like here, another thing that Team 7 is doing is they once they're into Sand, and also Yodo and Araya, they're all watching the Shinju, so they seem to know the whereabouts of them. So that is a good, head start for them rather than them getting jumped, that they know when the Shinju could show up and where they are at all times. So that's good stuff over there by Team 7 and Yodo and Araya. So let's see if there's anything else. Let's see. So this page is translated. This might be the last thing, honestly, from this page that I'm going to show. So it's just Ida saying, "This is so awkward. The air is suffocating. I feel like I can't even lift a finger. But this is seriously so fun. Go at it more." Sumire says, "Sorry, I don't know why I started talking about this. This isn't the time to be having this conversation." So yeah, this is going to be one of those instances in the chapter where they just go on for a span and talk about, well, in Sumire's case, she's just going to talk about how she feels, particularly about Boruto. So if you're not a person who's a fan of shipping stuff, this chapter might not be the most fun for you. But that's it for this page. I am going to move on to one more page, and that should wrap it up for this video. Alright, last page over here, we're going to be showing, shout out to Spoiler Jujutsu Satoru. So it's going to be pretty much every page from the channel is untranslated and leaked here. So if you're someone who just wants to run through the panels and have a look at that, go ahead and look up this page on Twitter and feel free to run through. But chapter kicks off as we see with the flashback. Seems like the training is going on, and I'm going to skim through these very briefly just because this is already somewhat of a long video. So training's going on, which is pretty cool. I do like that we're getting some training scenes. We get the reference here on page 3 to Minato, so that's pretty nice. From Koji, that's probably talking about the technique, I'd assume. Page 4, more training. Pages 5 through 8, let's see if there's a quicker version of it. Yep, here we go. Well, I meant more like a one-on-one version of it, but yeah, page 5 seems like this is where we're talking about the Sumire to Sarada stuff. Page 6, we're actually back to the flashback. Page 7, we continue to flashback, and it seems like Koji is explaining something pretty in-depth. Page 8, Sumire and Sarada talking. Page 10, where's page 9? Oh, here's page 9. Seems like Ida's watching with the Sendergon. Seeing the events with Koji. So, I wonder if that's in real time or not. Page 10, it seems like, again, the flashback continues. Page 11, Ida's now involved in that conversation between Sarada and Sumire. Page 12, training continues. So, I guess they're giving us like a back and forth kind of thing, which I'm sure some people will like more than it just being straight up the love triangle talk. Page 13, continue flashback. Page 14, we even get a little peek of Damon over here as Sumire is talking. Page 15, same thing, talking. Page 16, more talking. But yeah, let's see if there's another shortened version. I mean, he just runs through pages here, so let's see if we got to 16 up here. Yep, so page 17 is where Sumire directly flashes back to the hug instance, so there's that. Page 18, Ida's out here reacting to it, I guess. Page 19, Sumire seems to be walking away, and Sarada seems to be saying something to stop her. And then I believe that conversation ends because Ida and Shikamaru seem to meet up to talk. That happens there. Page 21, we actually see the two old elders over here talking to someone on the screen. Makes me wonder if that's perhaps the feudal lord right now. That could be what's going on. Page 22, Ida and Shikamaru are talking about the Shinju a little bit. It seems like we do get the bug Shinju as part of what Ida's talking about. Page 23, they're saying something about Boruto because Boruto's shown here. Page 24, more talk. Seems like they're talking about the tree stuff though because you see Shinki as a tree at the bottom right there. Page 25, more talk. Page 26, same thing. We do see Sarada also on page 26. Page 27, pretty cool shot of Shikamaru just smoking right there while talking to Ida. Page 28, we get a toad right by Ida's shown. So this makes you wonder if this is a toad that's spying on her or something, or if that's just a messenger toad, maybe perhaps from the sand. That could also be what it is from Konohamaru. I don't know if why Koji would do that, so that's what makes more sense to me. Page 29, Sumire is just out here looking sad. Page 30, we have Mitsuki, Sarada, and Konohamaru on this mission. Page 31, more communication. Page 32, Ida and Shikamaru continue to talk. Same on 33. On 34, the toad is talking to them. I'm assuming, again, this is just communication with the others. Page 35, same thing. But Shikamaru at some point does figure out that Kashi and Koji was behind, the toad talking earlier. So, again, this could be, Koji too, perhaps. But I'm just thinking it makes more sense for it to be Konohamaru, because why would Koji show himself in front of the two out of nowhere? If that was a point, I feel like that would have been mentioned on the text summary earlier. Page 36, we got everybody watching out for the Shinju, it seems like. Page 37, yep, they're on the lookout, and it seems like they see them. There's a dead toad on the ground. Page 38, Konohamaru is speaking to Yoda Araya, Mitsuki, and Sarada. It seems like they're having a little conversation, what's to come. 39 is kind of what we had for the sneak peek image. Pretty cool. Just shot in general of seeing the Sand 2 around. Well, the Shinki teammates as well as Konohamaru talking to them. And then to end off the chapter, it seems like Konohamaru is saying something, but it also seems like Matsuri and Ryu are saying something as well. Maybe they've taken notice of what's going on. So that's my quick version of all the pages. Again, I will be making a full spoiler video sometime later today, so if you are interested in that, look forward to that. But in general, that's going to be it really for the spoilers here. I do believe that now in the next chapter we might perhaps get action, so if you're feeling like this chapter is missing out on that end, next month might change that a lot. So just hang in there. But overall, from just seeing what I've seen, everything, it seems like a decent little setup chapter. I just got to read more of the full translations and see how I feel about it overall. But now that Ryu and Matsuri are here in this Sand Village area, we know stuff is going to get crazy. And we know Matsuri's target is Konohamaru, so stuff could get pretty damn wild. And we know Ryu's target is Gaara. So, yeah, wild stuff to come, I'm sure, in the coming chapters. So, or even in the next chapter. But that's going to wrap up this one. Guys, again, if you guys do want to see the full spoiler video, I'll have that out hopefully within the next 12 hours at most. But that's going to wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.